This is one of the many short videos that we've produced to help you modify the ready-made layouts and replace the dummy content with your own words and pictures. If you've already added some ready-made layouts, you'd probably have seen that the dummy content has been built as individual blocks of content and then laid out in rows. And standardized spacing, colors and backgrounds are applied to these content blocks, and as a result there's a very professional layout. However, you may want to make changes to these layouts at some stage and then remove or delete or replace the content blocks or rows that we provide and make it more suitable for your own content. Now, we've created some great little tools for you to manage your content, and this video shows you some cool tips and tricks for making those structural changes to the dummy content in the ready-made layouts you choose. So let's get going and I'll show you how this works. If we click on the edit button, we'll see that the content that we've just been looking at appears inside the editor. The content is laid out in individual rows, and inside each row there's a content block. Now, the secret to making the structural changes that we discussed is by right clicking inside of a content block. So if I right click now, up pops a number of context menus, and these bottom 4 context menu items is where the magic happens. Option 1 allows us to change the row background. If I click on there, there's an option which allows me to change individual content backgrounds to whatever it is. So I could choose a background color, I could choose a parallax image, whatever I want. If I right click again, I can remove the row background entirely, so no row background appears whatsoever. If I now right click, you'll see that the other options I had before, which was to remove or to change the row background, aren't there because there's no row background. So if we choose add a row background, once again the dialog comes up and we can choose a color or we can choose a parallax image, and off we go again. We may want to actually remove the entire row, including the content. So if we right click and choose remove row plus contents, the entire row is removed. But what if we actually want to keep the coloured background but we just want to delete the content in there? Well, that's fairly straightforward. Again, if we take this row here which has the content block inside, we right click anywhere inside the row and we choose the option remove columns and content. So we're not removing the row, we're simply removing the columns and the content. Click that and we have a blank row into which we can now add more content. So let's go ahead, choose some ready-made content, and let's try this one and insert it, and in it goes. And that covers all the tips and tricks. So really it's all about right clicking inside a row and choosing a structural context menu item that's right for what you want to do. I hope that's helped, and please make sure to check out the other videos in this playlist series. Many thanks.